Now let's dive into our weekend cover story. And after his first few years as an artist, Ralph Curl never quite understood why people referred to his work as unique. That was until he found himself sitting in the office of an eye surgeon.
Yeah, Ralph had been living with a condition that shaped how he saw the world and ultimately how he created as well. Now, more than 4 decades after a corneal transplant, Ralph is reunited with a surgeon who restored his eyesight, and we are pleased to say that Ralph joins us in the studio along with Dr. Lyon Robinson. Good morning to you both. Thank you for joining us.
Lovely to see you.
Good morning.
Dr. Lyon, I'll start with you. Can you take us back to when you first met Ralph and what you discovered about his eyesight?
Yes, Ralph was referred to me in the early 1980s when he was about 30, when he had a sudden loss of vision and secondary to his conical cornea, where the cornea, instead of being spherical, becomes pointed and it distorts the vision. And sometimes you get tears on the inside of the cornea and it becomes swollen like a cloud. So his vision went from seeing something to nothing.
Wow.
And this needed to be repaired with a corneal transplant from a corneal donor, and that was carried out 41 years ago.
Oh, that's amazing. So Ralph, you'd never actually seen a straight line before? Is that right? And how did that shape your life and your artwork as well?
Well, I only discovered it as a result of the artwork, which was probably, I started on this particular journey about 15 years ago. I was sitting in an eye surgeon that Lyon had mentored, who's now my eye surgeon, and he had a trainee surgeon beside him, and he looked around at the trainee surgeon and went, "Have a look at Ralph's eyes. He's got keratoconus. He can't see straight lines." And the surgeon and I both looked at one another and went, now I understand why Ralph's artwork looks like it does. And it was a real epiphany. It was a real epiphany.
And we were just showing some of your artwork. I hope we can go back and show you some more of your pieces. When you discovered, that moment of discovery that you had been seeing the world differently, how did that feel?
Well, it made a lot of... People would say my artwork was unique. They keep telling me my artwork was unique, and I kept going, oh, well, it looks like any other artwork. And I didn't quite understand why that was the case. And the case is because my artwork has some very strong focused elements and some movement and unfocused elements in it. And I couldn't explain why that was the case.
It's quite amazing just to see that artwork now.
It's wild.
Dr. Lyon, what about to you? How has the process evolved over the years? I'm intrigued to know about that.
Well, corneal transplants are the most common transplant, first in 1906. Yeah. Now it's with Ralph's with a full thickness corneal transplant, where we do a transplant from a donor, the central 8mm of the cornea, and sew it in and treat it with drops to prevent rejection and prevent infection. And in many cases it lasts very long, and Ralph is one of the very successful ones who's got a clear graft without any problems 41 years later.
Because you did such a good job.
Yeah.
Well,
He did.
Now, the pair of you, I understand, finally reunited just a short time ago. Can you tell me what that moment was like?
Was that? Oh.
You go.
It was absolutely fascinating, and it's always been a pleasure to catch up with a patient who was happy with your work and successful, and it was really a fabulous meeting time. And I've got to know Ralph since that time, and I'm sorry I didn't know him much better for longer.
Ralph, what's your... I mean, again, you've developed a bit of a friendship here, which is quite beautiful as well, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well, you know, what do you hope people take away from your powerful story, your experience?
Well, I think Australia, it took a long while to discover how good the Australian eye healthcare system is. Globally, I believe it's probably one of the best in the world because of the research and the way it's developed. And this gentleman sitting to my right-hand side was a mentor and leader in that right from the word go. So I was honoured. In actual fact, I say, I found my God. He's a little Jewish surgeon in Bondi who has spent his whole life giving sight to people. So That's why I'm so honoured to be sitting beside him talking to you guys.
Dr.
Because he gave me that sight back, and he's done that for
real
so
gift.
many. Yeah, well, imagine spending your whole life giving sight to people. Wow, what a way to live. What can I say?
As Clint just said, Dr. Lyon, it is such an incredible gift, and I understand that we've just marked Eye and Tissue Spotlight Week. How important is it for people to register as organ and tissue donors?
Look, it's very important. Something like 2,500 corneal transplants are carried out in Australia, and there's always a waiting time, and it can be a donor can be from any age. Doesn't necessarily have to be a seeing eye, so long as it's got a healthy cornea. When you look at an eye, you don't see the cornea. It's like the Watts glass. And when you see the face and you see the iris behind it. But it's important to register, and this can be done by contacting Medicare, and or can be done online in a few minutes. And I would encourage everybody to be a donor, and a part of you will live on for quite a long time, having donated a part of yourself.
Okay. Isn't that a wonderful thing?
The recipients are very grateful for the opportunity of had a corneal transplant or any other part of the body that's been transplanted.
Well, thank you so much for your service as well, for everything you've done, helping so many people through the years, Dr. Lyon.
It's wonderful. Thank you both.
And Ralph,
for joining
good luck.
us.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for helping us.
It was absolutely great meeting you.
It's wonderful meeting you.
Real character.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Oh, I love you both so much. Thank you for joining us.
Let's all go to the pub. Come on.
All right, for more on this, head to donatelife.gov.au.